Welcome to ancient Athens, a city where the sun seems to watch every move of the people below. This is a place where legends are born, but it raises a difficult question. What qualities actually define a true king or queen? Meet two sisters who couldn't be more different. Eris spends her time demanding the finest silks and ignoring anyone she deems beneath her. Her sister Irene is constantly found in the market, helping neighbors carry their heavy loads or sharing her food with those in need. In Athens, a unique custom dictates the future of every family. A woman throws a magical wreath into a gathered crowd, and the person who catches it is bound to her for life. This single moment determines the trajectory of a person's entire existence. When it was Irene's turn, the most powerful lords in Greece lined up, hoping to be chosen. But Irene looked past the golden jewelry and expensive horses. She threw her wreath directly into the hands of a dusty, penniless beggar named Theodos. Eris was horrified by her sister's decision. She quickly threw her own wreath to the wealthiest man in the city, laughing at Irene as she prepared for a life of endless banquets and luxury. Eris secured her palace, while Irene began a life with a man who owned nothing but a broken musical instrument. As they walked toward their new home, Irene had no idea that her new husband was concealing an identity that would soon turn her world upside down. Irene moved into a humble cottage far from the noise of the city. While she adjusted to her new life, Theodos stood by her side, quietly evaluating her every choice against a hidden standard. Irene immediately began transforming the dry earth around the house. Soon she harvested crunchy red apples, sweet yellow bananas, bright orange carrots, and deep green spinach. These colorful fruits and vegetables serve as fuel. As they drop into these buckets, each color provides energy to stay active. Watch the red bucket fill up. Apples provide natural energy, allowing the body to function much more effectively than on processed snacks. By filling her kitchen with these colorful harvests, Irene built a body that was ready for hard work. She had successfully completed the first part of Theodos' hidden evaluation. The test continued inside the home. Every morning, Irene followed a precise routine, understanding that maintaining a clean environment was a reflection of her self-respect. She made sure to brush her teeth every single morning. Most importantly, she never touched a piece of food without first washing her hands thoroughly with soap and water. Meanwhile, Eris lived a life of chaos in her palace. She refused to wash her hands and spent her days eating nothing but sticky candies. Within weeks, she was feeling sluggish and eventually became quite sick. This chart shows the direct result. On the left, dirty hands and sugar lead to a sick face. On the right, soap and vegetables create a healthy smile. These soap bubbles act as an invisible shield, physically removing germs that cause illness. Regularly using soap and water keeps the body ready for the challenges of the day. For Irene, these small acts demonstrated a level of personal discipline that her sister had never known. Driven by a deep jealousy of Irene's health and happiness, Eris arrived at the cottage. She intended to destroy the garden and steal the golden pendant that Irene wore around her neck. As Eris moved to attack, Theodos stepped forward to block her path. Irene had passed every requirement, and the time for secrets had ended. Theodos was suddenly engulfed in a burst of warm golden light. His tattered rags disappeared, replaced by gleaming, majestic armor. He revealed himself as Apollo, the god of light and the sun. A person's true nature eventually reveals itself. Apollo stood as proof that those who maintain their integrity and their health will be protected when faced with cruelty. Apollo looked upon Eris and saw the greed and neglect that had defined her life. As a result of her own actions and poor habits, she was sent away from the city forever. Apollo then turned to Irene. For her dedication to her health and her unwavering kindness, he crowned her the Radiant Queen, placing a Makota Chahaya upon her head. Irene reached this heights by focusing on the basics. She ate her vegetables, she washed her hands every day, and remained kind to others. Real authority is earned every single day through the food on the table, the cleanliness of the home, and the way one treats a stranger. By practicing healthy habits and keeping a steady spirit, anyone can find the strength of a queen.